What's going on, peeps? How everybody doing? Welcome to F&C Friday Night Crew. Y'all know how we do. I'm Will, one of the co-hosts of the show, and we've been missing for a minute, but we back. Let's see, we've been missing for a minute, but we back, and we're gonna get it rocking and rolling. Let's see, we get the people back on. I got happy and start taking people off the show. Let's see, let's get D back on here too.
I'm on here.
Okay, let's get Shannon. I'm sorry, Shannon. I don't want my big sister to cuss me out or anything. So, welcome to FNC. I don't know what happened. I was clearing off some stuff that was on the regular Mark and Will show, so I wanted to get that off her. So, how's everybody doing? How you doing, D?
Doing good, doing good. Just a lazy weekend. My youngest son is entertaining and preparing my oldest son for his arrival back home from completing his first year as a freshman in college. So all is good.
Okay. When's he coming home?
Thursday,
Okay.
traveling up to West Virginia or down to West Virginia to pick him up.
Okay.
It's gonna be a
Cool.
busy Thursday, busy Thursday.
Shan, how are you doing today, my marvelous older sister?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. The weather's nice. It's a little chilly, but it's nice. It's done over Louisville for all those who are watching from Louisville, Kentucky. So it's been. I live downtown, so it's been kind of nosy. Excuse me. So all kind of things are happening down here. So it's that time of the year.
Right.
So,
Look, for the people who those have not seen this show before, we're going to go over some things, some events that have happened probably throughout the last time we've been on the show. So feel free to engage with question, comments. We don't mind. We like it. Go ahead and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, which is on my page, you can go to FNC's actual page and follow and like that page. I gotta maneuver some stuff so I can go ahead and get that directly on there. But I hope everybody's enjoying themselves and being safe. We got a big fight that's coming on tonight, so we're definitely going to get off the airways so people can watch Davis and Garcia. So let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let's get the first topic. Woo wee. Ralph, and I'm probably going to butcher up the last name, but Ralph Earl, 16-year-old, shot by Andrew Lester, 84-year-old, after going to the wrong address. He was going to pick up his siblings and went to the wrong door. And Mr. Andrew decided he wanted to unload, shoot him, claiming that he was fearing for life and that's kind of stuff like that. End up getting arrested. He's going to be charged. Mr. Ralph, did we got any update on Ralph? Didn't he get? I think he went home. I think he was able to, was hospitalized, and now he's back
here you go
home.
home. Yes, he's on.
Ridiculous, totally ridiculous. Come on, people do make mistakes and go into people's driveway. Because we had an incident where somebody pulled in somebody's driveway and got shot. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I might pass up somebody's, or maybe I'm gonna go past. Like if I'm going to Mark, I might go past his house, pulling somebody's driveway back out, the park on. You know what I'm saying? So that is
I
ridiculous.
do
We
it.
start firing on people for that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. And this right here, April, like apparently he couldn't stay by himself because he's firing on people. That's ridiculous. Shannon or D, whoever wants to talk about this first, please. The floor is yours.
Well,
I'll go ahead, D.
I mean, I think it's terrible. I mean, soon after hearing about this one, and heard about the young lady who was shot at and ended up dying, I believe.
Yes.
It's just I don't. It's just tragedies after one after another. It's just I mean, it's so hard to keep up because there's so much going on, and it's just sad across the board. So we're hearing about this situation and wrong address. I mean, and he just shot him. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is no rhyme or reason to justify it. So it's just wrong.
Shannon, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I echo Dion. It's just wrong. I mean, since when do you shoot somebody? You don't even ask questions, but just shoot them. And it's just, I mean, for no apparent reason, like Dion said, not only had the young ladies who drive pulled in the driveway, pulled out, you also had the young lady, the little girl who got shot at in the driveway, with the I think the ball or something rolled up in the driveway. The man shot at her. Thank God she's okay. And then I think at the parents, and then I think there was another incident where a young lady, cheerleaders, one of them got out of the car, got into the wrong car, and somebody shot at them or shot her. So it's just it's ridiculous. I mean, and again, I mean, I think that people should be able to have guns. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, should be some rules and regulations. I mean, because this is ridiculous. I mean, it's just, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're scared of somebody knocking on your door, you just blast and then don't open the door to do anything, whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's
Yeah.
sad.
That's your
But
automatic
your
reaction.
what your first thing is to
Right.
do is to fire. And my thing is, if he's that age, and we got plenty of older people who do live by themselves. I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't or older people cannot. But if that's your first thing is to grab the gun and go to the door, then I don't think you need to be by yourself regardless. Well, he's not going to be by himself much longer. I'm pretty sure they're going to probably have a nice little place for him, which is sad. And then, because the thing about it is once you do something like that, then they go ahead and dig into your background. Then you're hearing everything, okay. They're going to paint a picture of you one way or another. So, it's sad, and I'm glad that the young young Ralph was able to go home, and people rallied because I know as of earlier last week, this past week, I think his GoFundMe was over $2 million. So people are definitely rallying for that.
Can I add this, William? And the reason he was able to go home, I read the interview or seen the interview with his mom. His mom was a long-term nurse. I think the brother or the uncle or somebody of hers is something to do with the medical field. So he was able to go home because they wanted to care for him. They are medical
Okay.
professionals. So it ain't like they was just saying, okay, you're well, you're doing okay, you can go on home. But they're going to take care of him at home. They're taking care of him there.
Okay, it's not like he's got up and walked out.
Yeah, he's just okay, and everything's just, yeah. They said something about brain injury, of course.
Yeah, shot
But
him in the head.
that's the reason why I was able to go home. So
Yeah, shot him in the head. I think shot him twice or something like that. So
one time in the arm or something like that, and then I guess the other one was in the head. So
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Like you said, this is not about we're not talking about rules and regulations, but something got to happen as far as gun control because a lot of people don't have all their faculties at certain ages. Yeah, got to come up with something big time. All right, this next one, goodness gracious. Xavier Steele, substitute teacher, fought student over cell phone. I forgot what state this was in. I actually saw the video. I've heard
North
about
Carolina.
this. North Carolina? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard about this. So I actually saw the video. I wanted to make sure I saw the video before coming on because, like I said, I've seen things. I've heard things on TikTok. You don't stop. Wow. The substitute teacher tried to take the phone. And Garrett was like, hey, you didn't take nobody else's phone. What's going on? They got into it for a little bit. The teacher was bumping her. She was bumping her. Then all of a sudden, the student swung on her. And then the teacher unleashed some blows and stuff like that. Them falling on her and going at it. And the substitute teacher is like, hey, get some help. I will say this. This is not going to be the last time. It's not the first time that stuff like this will happen. But I'm going to need all teachers, substitute teachers, and teachers to wear some panties before you start fighting. For real. If you see that video, if I ain't seen that video, that's ridiculous. Shannon, since you got that smirk.
I think she had
Hold up.
songs.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't think she got up. Obviously, I think she had thongs on. But that definitely was intent. If you look at, actually, she was appropriately dressed, and I mean,
Yes.
how would she know she end up having to fight and defend herself, and all that's gonna be hiked up?
Whew, Lord Jesus. But
You know,
anyway,
I
Mhm.
don't. But for them to say that she
Uh,
doesn't have on underwear, I don't.
yeah,
She's. I
yeah,
think she's
really.
on the phone. Yeah, and I think that's just irrelevant to the situation.
I
You
do
know,
too.
so
I
I'm
do
gonna say
too.
what I want to say. So but let's talk about the
and
fight.
that's fine.
Let's talk about the
Other
fight.
people have their
I'm gonna say what I want to say. I
opinion
mean,
is one
yeah,
thing, but I'm just saying
yeah,
y'all stay focused on what we're
yeah.
talking about here,
Right,
whether or not
absolutely.
she has
Jesus,
underwear.
goodness gracious, yeah. Oof. Mind blowing. Come on, talk about the
Okay,
fight. Go ahead, Shannon.
okay. Honestly, you know what? I'm team teacher. I think it was totally disrespectful and wrong for the child anyway to go up behind the desk. And I can remember when we was younger, that your job was to be in school. You listen to the teacher, do what you're supposed to do. You know, if not, you got consequences. You might get the consequences in the school, paddling, and you'll get some consequences at home. You know, so I think the student was wrong. I think she tried to handle it. And from my understanding, yes, she's a substitute teacher, but she's been a substitute teacher over. She's been teaching for a long time, you know, because you do have teachers that do whatever and they go, you know, whatever, go from, I guess, go to substitute. I'm not really sure, but what I've heard, at least a few years. Now, I don't know if that's correct or not. But I think the teacher had justification. And like I tell the kids that I work with, you know, some adults will fight you, you know, but also too it comes as home training.
Mm.
Don't There's no way that a student should be going up in the face of a teacher doing that. For a phone, first of all, the phone shouldn't be out, period. Why is the phone out? For what? I mean, are we in
Period.
math? Or, I mean, what are we doing? You know, I mean, I just and then I heard that both of them were getting charged.
Yeah, both of them got simple
So
assault charges.
yeah, assault charges. So
I,
I'm
say it again.
team teacher.
You
I
heard
said
what?
both. I said both of them got charged with simple assault.
Yeah, both of them.
um,
Go ahead. D.
Yeah, please.
well, I mean, it's. I think Shannon has said everything that I agree in terms of just the whole escalating of the situation and the disrespect, and then from my understanding that the student asked for her peers to record her, so
Mm,
she had the intent of going up there to fight her teacher, to instigate a fight, and it's just so ridiculous on so many different levels. I mean, you could talk about many wrongs of the whole situation, starting with, again, like Shannon said, why was the phone even out? I mean, and then once you're asked to put it away, you put it away. It shouldn't be no
Mm-hmm.
repeated in terms of, I asked you to put it away, I asked you to put it away. Why is it out anyway? But again, and it's alleged, so I'm not really for sure. So all my facts may not be accurate, but my understanding is that she went up there with the intent to fight the teacher,
mm,
or to attempt to fight the teacher.
yeah.
So, and I and y'all been in schools these days. I remember just going in with when my boys was in elementary school. Hell, them kids were bigger than me then. So going into middle and high school, I mean, and you gonna have somebody who is looking you right in your eyes, swinging on you, and she's about the same size or near the same size as you. I mean, these kids are not trying to just tap you; they intending to try to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? They are trying to fight
Mm-hmm.
you. So, I'm definitely I side with the teacher in this situation, and you don't. It's respect. You don't go in there and you try to fight some grown person because you're gonna get what you get.
Okay. Um, you know, the thing about it is that substitute teachers always get, you know what I'm saying, hard time. I don't care what grade. It's always whenever you got substitute teachers, you think it's like a vacation day. So you're gonna try to push the limits and things like that. And like if you like what Dion said and Shannon, whoever which one of y'all said it, that like if you was telling people to record, yeah, you was going up there to fight, to try to embarrass the teacher, that kind of stuff like that, which is ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure that, like I said, it's not the last time, it's not the first time, it's many more because a lot of these kiddos is getting away with a lot of stuff. Like you said, I never thought about whipping up. Granted, we didn't have no phone that stuff, but you had to take care of business in school because if you didn't take care of business in school, then when you went home, you was gonna get that business taken out on you. So this kind of stuff, people, social media want to be seen, funny, and you know what? You got what you wanted, right? You wanted to fight, and you fought a grown woman who really got into you,
Yeah.
defending herself, and so that's ridiculous. You knew what you was doing, and you got it. So hey, Miss Steele, especially what the thing about it, like I said, substitute teachers they already got a heart regardless because everybody know you're not my teacher. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So hey, that's a shame, but hey,
Hmm.
both of them got charged. They let you know when both of them get simple charges, then they like, well, yeah, you deserve it, that kind of stuff. But not surprised, and like I said, it won't be the last video that we see like that. That's for sure. All right, hey mom, how you doing? Mom's on Facebook and YouTube. She's rocking and rolling. It sounds great, look good, all that kind of stuff.
All
Appreciate
right,
you.
mom. I love mom.
Uh, two Mondays ago, I think, mass shooting at Old National Bank in Louisville. 5 dead, others injured. Uh, happened in the early morning. Um, an ex-employee decided he wanted to take out some frustration or whatever. I think he got let go. So I think it was allegedly something like that. So he went in there and opened fire and took out some people, shot some others, shot a cop. Cop was, he ended up getting shot by the cop and what they say, unalive. So, I purposely didn't put his name on here because I don't think he needs any glorification for his actions. He actually was on. He was streaming when he was in there. I think it was on
Mm.
Facebook or something like that. And Facebook
Oh,
heard him.
really?
Yeah, Facebook heard him and took that down. So yeah. And then he had a manifesto of like 13 pages, and supposedly they trying to spin it where he tried to say that I'm trying to say enlightening stuff about gun control needs to be a matter, take that seriously, do something, and also mental health, uh, things like that. What do you guys think about this? Is this is the norm, which is this is sad, but it is the norm. Dion, what do you think about what happened 2 Mondays ago at the Old National Bank?
You know, it's so just devastating every time you hear about a situation like this, and being it was so close to home, so to speak, was just and that bank, mom and I had frequent. Um, was probably last in there, probably right before the end of last year. Um, it's a sad situation, and I think it's more that's coming out about the situation as far as what uh what led to it, but it's quite obvious in regards to it was it was just wrong all the way around in terms of just the situation and the sadness and depression that comes along with the individual who did this. Um, and it's one thing because I work over Indiana, and this guy graduated from Floyd Central High School, and right away the local newspaper, did a write up on it, and they had the audacity to talk about just all his accolades in high school. Ain't nobody trying to hear about that, and even somebody called him out on it. It's like you all are talking about him, and yes, he depression or whatever that led to this probably, and just everything that occurred, but also let's not talk about what he did so well in high school that led up to this because it still happened. And also this goes to show you could have a master's degree and you could have a successful job, and this is what happens. So it's not just those who are labeled not successful that this that will do things such as this. Anyone, this could
Mhm.
happen to anyone, and this is just a cry for help. was also, I think, very sad for me to hear the mom's 911 call, um, and
Yeah.
her attempt to try and
Hold on, D.
hurry up and
And what Dion is talking about, the mom of the shooter. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, the mom of the shooter, the mom's 911 call trying to prevent the situation, and it's just sad. It's sad. It wasn't nothing that she could do, and she was getting told at the same time. So anyway, I'm gonna let everyone else obviously give feedback on it. It's just a sad situation. We get tired of hearing about situations like this. Just tired.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah. I just have to echo off Dion and pretty much, I mean, everything that she said. It's a sad situation. It's mental health, mental illness is very real. And apparently, I think the young man was in that, but it's a sad situation. And I do think, after that happened, that something else happened. Another mass shoot. I mean, this just goes on and on and on and on. Um, Sad situation. And rest in peace to all the people who lost their lives. Also, the ones who were injured in it. Um, I just wonder you know, what could have stopped it, what could have prevented it, but we'll never know, of course. But it's just sad.
Yeah. I have a unique perspective from it. And I mean, it is home, you know what I'm saying? Because it's Louisville. This is where we live at. Um, I have a friend of mine, who's like my brother, he is a brother, who actually, when this was going down, sent me and another brother of mine, we in a group, and pretty much said that his sister was at the bank. This where the shooting was going on. She's in a different conference room as this is going on. And he's thousands and thousands of miles away, not knowing, even though she's corresponding back, hey, I'm okay, this kind of stuff like that. And this to granted, a text you can interpret it, text in different ways because you don't always do. But as a big brother, knowing that your sister is basically in a building where this shooting is going on and you don't know anything, it's got to be frightful. This has to stop. This has to stop. I mean, it's a lot of things we all in the mental health field and background and different stuff like that. Um, and really, when you sit back and look at it, you like, okay, you want to look at signs and things like that. And sometimes you can't see signs. That's, that kind of stuff. And like Dion said, I've heard that 911 call from the mother and things like that. And, you know, we wish it could have been earlier, right? Maybe a day or whatever. But for her to even make that is a big step, because a lot of people slip and has those signs or maybe found something and didn't do that, right? So she was trying to. And it's sad because people lose their jobs and we get mad. We work at places that make you mad. But the answer ain't to go ahead and just shut fine on people. And then and the thing about it is, we don't know what was his plan was to get shot, or was he going to kill himself? It's a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's a scary situation. And I just hate that a lot of these people lost their lives, had children, grandbabies, family members, just all kinds of spouses, and couldn't go home. They went to work and didn't come home.
Right.
And that's sad. That's truly sad, because you can't control, people want to think you can go to work and it could be a safe place. That's like schools. We talked about mass shootings before on this show. Your kid go to school, you think they're going to be safe. Hell, this week, finally,
Church.
all that, grocery stores, everything, the list goes on and on. The thing about it is, you got your superintendent finally, like, he's like, hey, we're going to start, we're going to invest and put metal detectors in schools. And for real, you'd be like, man, yes, please do.
It needs to be. Needs to be.
Please do. At every door.
Yeah.
Because don't let them in one door and then all of a sudden they go to their car and go through the side door with a gun. Like, be smart about this situation. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And it's sad, man. It's truly sad. And, rest in peace to everybody who lost their lives on there. I know the police officers still fighting, that kind of stuff like that. Hats off to them for even going up there. It was only two deep, and they was rocking and rolling trying to get this guy up out of there and save lives, and they pretty much saved some lives. Rest in peace to everybody who was affected by that. Shannon kind of hit on it. That was just one of many. Basically, when you got two, it's too many. Chickasaw Park shooting, two dead, others injured, and this really hits home because it's down the street. Um,
Hmm.
but the thing about it is, my qualms on it is that, for people who don't know what a mass shooting is, we talked about this before. Basically, when four or more people get shot, that's a mass shooting, and that doesn't include the shooter. So four people get shot, that kind of stuff like this. Being that I'm born and raised Southwestern Parkway, uh, Chickasaw Park, Shawnee Park is dear to me. I played Shawnee Park Little League, all this kind of stuff. So Chickasaw Park was known for the older crowd, right? Older people
Hmm.
with the Chickasaw Park cruising, chilling, playing tennis, little b-ball. You have to work. The young cats went to Shawnee Park and did their thing. I mean, God bless me. I'm 49. I experienced Shawnee at the fullest, and I experienced Chickasaw at the fullest. And it kind of hurts because this ain't the first time there's been park shootings at Chickasaw or Shawnee Park. And the media works in different ways because there's many times that a lot of more people have been shot than four people at these parks that didn't get the coverage. You see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and I love the coverage. Don't be wrong. It needs to be televised, but where have you been before all these other shootings that happens at the parks? This is not the first time. And it won't be, and it's sad. Because really, like I said, Shawnee was for the young ones, for the young part. But then they started messing with it and doing stuff, so they forced everybody to Chickasaw because that's where you can go and parlay and chill. This is on a Saturday. Normally, the youngsters at Chickasaw on Sundays because they get harassed at Shawnee on Sundays. Uh, Sad situation. Things is, but what I'm saying is this is not the first time, it's not the last time. It should have already been exposed. This has been going on several times in my life, man. And because you had a mass shooting on Monday, okay, it happened down there. This got affected. Oh, we got another one. Boom, boom, boom. Media gets a hold of like, okay, yeah, let's grab hold of this. Where y'all been at?
Hmm.
It's a problem in every neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
In every neighborhood. And it shouldn't be just a mass shooting. It's one person gets shot. It's an issue. Get on it. Cover that stuff. Expose that stuff. Don't glorify it. Like Dion said, don't make it that William was a, a all-star player at Male and all this stuff when he do stuff, because exactly it wouldn't happen if William shot some people. They're gonna try to throw mud and dirt on my name.
Absolutely.
They're not
That's
gonna
interesting.
they're not gonna say William is trying to go ahead and recognize the youth and all this kind of stuff. No, 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 no.
Absolutely.
William got arrested for this and that and all this kind of crazy stuff. And that's what happens. And I digress, and I'm sorry on that, but that kind of hit a little different. Shannon, what's your thought on the
I mean,
Chickasaw Park shooting?
I echo the same thing you said. I mean, it's just, I mean, I just can reminisce on the old days or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's sad, but like you said, this is something that's been happening. Now all of a sudden, it's that, but it's a terrible thing. Again, there needs to be some kind of gun laws. I'm not saying that we need to take people's guns away. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that there needs to be some rules and regulations put in place. This is ridiculous. People shooting with AKAs and whatever else. I only know the proper names of the guns. I just think it's ridiculous. I mean, it makes no sense. And I don't know. I'm lost for words. I think it's a sad situation. I mean, it's just shooting here, it's a shooting there, it's just shooting everywhere. I mean, it just seems like it's the thing. I mean, I don't even know what the numbers are up to. And what is this? April? I'm pretty sure the numbers are pretty high, but it's pretty sad when I get people that are texting or calling me from out of town said, "Hey, you all are on our news." What? I mean, for another mass shooting, I didn't even know what was going on. It's pretty sad. So it's just rest in peace to those victims too, and those people that were shot. I hope they make full recoveries. But it's just ridiculous. Something needs to be done. Period.
Dion.
Um, it's the same. It's my same spiel in terms of just being a tragedy. Like the bank. I mean, that week alone was numerous killings, shootings in Louisville, and it's just sad. It's just it's sad, and like you said, William, in terms of it happens all the time, and it's not often as gets attention. But hopefully, with everything that's going on, that we do need to look at just the regulations that deal with what's gun control look like. I mean, and I know we're gonna talk about a couple other things, but it's just everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's just sad. It's just sad.
True.
That's really all I gotta say. 'Cause, yeah, it just
And
it
I would.
it keeps
Go
hitting
ahead. I'm sorry.
closer. Close. No, that was my last piece. It keeps hitting closer and closer to home, closer and closer to home.
Well, like talking about gun controls and things like it. The problem with this is that you have flooded the streets with guns. Like everybody has a gun, and not everybody should have a gun, right?
Okay.
Not everybody has went to the proper channels to have a gun. You have a lot of people with guns that don't deserve a gun, shouldn't have a gun, or whatever. Illegal guns, scratched off serial, all kinds of stuff. So, like for instance, now, so when you come up with a rule and said, okay, you have to be this age, you have to have this background, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's already out here. It's a black market. It's ridiculous, right? Now we have an uncle, Dr. Eddie Woods, who does No More Red Dots, and they do gun collections and things like that to get them off the streets. Hats off to Uncle doing that. Been doing it for years. My thing is that it's so flooded, right? It's already flooded too much, and it's ridiculous that you okay. For instance, and then before we move on, when you go get a house or when you go do something, your credit got to be good, right? You have to. It's rules and regulations for you get a home. It's rules and regulations for you get a loan, right? And it's more than just being 18 or 21. It's more steps. Why is it not more steps for something that's going to kill you or kill somebody? Ridiculous. When you can go ahead and make it where people go to Walmart and get shotguns and guns and stuff like that. That's because too many hands is getting greased from this. Too many people make money off of guns, and that's why. Legislations, they make money off this. They get it. I mean, when you have something that's okay, for instance, when you have people who are dying that are babies.
Sorry, y'all. That's the jazz. If y'all can hear it, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you got a window open.
I'm sorry.
You good? You good? You good? When the thing about it is when these babies started dying at schools months and years ago, and nothing has came about, I don't have faith that anything will come about because these babies are constantly losing their lives, and we're just going on like another day. Another day. Rest in peace to the people who lost their lives at Chickasaw Park, and speedy recovery, like Shannon said, Dee said, to the other people who's injured. Yeah. And it don't stop. It don't stop. And it's sad. Mass shooting at a Sweet 16 birthday party.
Lord.
Dadeville, Alabama, 4 dead, 28 injured. They have arrested 2 brothers, some family members who look like they teenagers that was flying up there. You had kids who died that was going to college. A brother of the 16-year-old died, got shot, killed. You know what? When you go into parties and everybody wants to say gang related stuff and you don't know, whatever. But when you can't celebrate parties and these babies themselves, these teenagers as babies, is killing people at birthday parties. Yeah. Lord, we have an issue. We just talked about 3 mass shootings, and the crazy thing is, if we want to do a 24-hour show, we could do it because it's more than this going on. This is stuff that's got to
Absolutely.
capture what is going on. Sweet 16. These are the head boys that's been Sweet 16. That's like you throwing a party, graduation party, and all of a sudden somebody's coming in there with a gun who's got mad beef with somebody and he start firing on people. This is
Yeah.
sad. Sad. D, I'm gonna go with you on this one first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's sad, and that's what I was going to ask in terms of because after a while you get tired of just of constantly hearing about all this tragedy and everything that happens, and so I don't watch the news a whole lot. I
Right.
just don't because it's too much.
Yeah, I'm
So
with you.
with this Sweet 16 party, did they give any detail as to why it even happened? I mean, it's bad regardless, but I
Uh,
mean, I can't imagine why would
what,
why what would go through the mind of
You go ahead,
anyone
Shannon.
just I'm gonna
what,
go through there and start shooting.
Shannon, you go ahead, and I'll say,
well,
wait a minute, D, we'll let you go ahead and finish, but Shannon, what did you hear about it? And I think I heard something
no,
too,
no, I
real
heard
quick.
that. I mean, they were trying to get in, and the DJ, which of course was an older guy, it might have been some older people in there, told them they couldn't come in or whatever.
Okay.
And then, from my knowledge, whether or not that's right or wrong, then I guess shots or whatever went on. But they have in custody 5 of them.
Right.
2 of them are 16 and
I've seen
17 or
that.
whatever, but they have older ones or whatever. It's just no reason for what I mean. I guess with Unravel, but
So
really at the end of the day, it's no
And
reason.
it, and hold on, Deanna, we're gonna get back to you. And that's how media works, right? Because uh, off the top they said gang related. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Stuff like that. But go ahead, go
easy
D,
to say.
go
no,
D.
that's why I wanted to know exactly what happened because I mean, again, I had to flip the switch off and just be watching something else. I can't. It's just overwhelming. It's too much. So definitely didn't know. Thank you for just clarifying as far as what I know. And to hear that that's the possibility because you couldn't get in someplace. Come on
Tantrum,
now. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
tantrum.
want
really,
with the guns or something. Allegedly,
really,
so
really, yeah,
yeah.
allegedly, really though.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's
I guess my
it's
question is,
sad.
why are you coming
You
in with
know,
a gun?
Go ahead, D. Let D
because they
finish.
carrying
Okay,
them.
okay,
Yeah, I think they carrying. I mean,
yeah.
you have that. They carrying them. We know that happens, but that goes back to the whole like William said, gun control and who's able to get guns. You can get them basically anywhere. But it's sad. I mean, again, it's I can't. I'm just being repetitive in my response on these things. It's just so shocking, and it seemed like it just keeps happening. It's just like you have tragedy one week and turn around next week somebody else is doing it and it's just like why is it publicity? I mean what is going on? What is going on? It's just sad and it's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot.
Go ahead, Shannon.
No, I'm just echoing off Deanna. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, like you said, they probably, I guess, I don't know what the gun laws are down there in Alabama. I'm not really sure, but what what is the need, or why do you need to feel like you have to come to a birthday party, 16-year-old's birthday party at that, to come in with guns for what? What I mean, what are you doing? And then to shoot
Yeah.
up, it's just like William said, you shot. I guess a couple. One of them was a 20-year-old. They shot and killed. The other one was I guess a senior going into
Mm-hmm.
college. It, I guess I forgot who the other one. Then there was a young lady that was going to college too, but there was multiple injuries.
Right. At
So it's just, I mean,
28.
it was over 20. I mean, that is just downright ridiculous. I mean, and then it's like, how do you? There's no justification for that. It really is not.
It
I
is
mean, it's
just
downright
started
ridiculous.
shooting.
But like you said, you just start shooting. And my
Yeah,
my thing is this: it was so sad to hear. I don't know if it was the girl 16. It was her party. I'm not really sure, but I know the girl's brother, and she went over there to
Right.
him. He shielded her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, it's all sad. It's like, for what? And I'm looking at these mug shots of these young individuals, like, why? You've ruined other people's lives and their families, and you've ruined your own life. For what? What was the cause of that? I mean, did you wake up today? We gonna get batty batty? I mean, what? I mean, What was the reason behind that? And it's no excuse.
But
There's none whatsoever. I'm just
you know,
saying, and like you said, I am sick of it. I am just sick of
I
it.
think it's
Every
yeah.
social media, TV, whatever, it's everywhere. At one point, I was like, you know what? I can't even look at nothing. I just turn off everything because every time you turn around, it's somebody getting shot, it's somebody getting killed, it's somebody. And it is it's draining. And I can only imagine, if it's somebody, your loved one or whoever, friend or whatever. But it's just too much. It is just too much going on,
Can
and
I
we
say
and we need
this?
to do better.
Can I say, can I say this? It's a we talk about why they did it, and they get it up and they gonna say they're gonna do this. I'm gonna shoot up. I think this is the learned response of how some of these people, how some individuals resolve issues,
Right.
and
Mhm.
that is just that's it's not a big deal. The whole value of life, not only just for themselves but others, is just
Say,
minimum. It's just
hey,
yeah.
hey,
It's
say,
just it doesn't.
say that again, D. Say it again, please, for the people
But,
in the back. Say
but
that
yeah,
again.
yeah. It is. It's just this is how we're going to resolve the issue, and it's the whole total disregard of how it's going to affect others. Because you know what, if you don't really care how you deal with yourself, then hey, I don't. Why should it matter how what I do to somebody else? This is how people
Mhm.
are learning to resolve the issue. Totally
Which is
wrong.
totally
You
wrong.
mean
You
you can't get into a party? Turn around, go
Yeah.
home. Who cares?
you hit it right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. These kids and some of their parents, I'd say it,
Ooh, Lord.
don't value life.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. Whole other
Life,
topic.
life,
Yeah,
life,
that's a
life
whole
is a
other topic.
life is a video game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's
when
true.
you get told no, and the first thing you want to do is pull out a gun
It's still
and
not right.
shoot random
Yep.
people. That's an issue. It is a gun control issue, a gun issue, but it's also the family issue, raising up kids issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Take responsibility for your parenting, and everything starts at home.
And it ain't there. It is not there. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying everybody. No, everybody's not like that.
Not everybody.
But it's a lot
Yeah.
of people that is like that. They too busy worrying about other stuff, not worrying about them. They grown. Nah, 15 ain't grown. 13, 14, that's not grown. 16's not
Heck
grown.
no, it ain't
17 ain't grown.
grown.
18 ain't grown. It's legal.
No,
But you
and that's
let
all
these
it is.
people do not value life and have a gun, and I get told no, and I'm gonna shoot up a place and hit
Yeah.
several
I'm gonna shoot
people.
it
Come on,
up.
man. Come on. I mean, like Shannon said, for them to say, for Shannon to report this report that there's 5 people that's been obtained on that, it had to be way more than 2 because 4 dead, 28. So they was they're spraying. They're
Praying
spraying.
people,
Total
you know,
disregard. I mean, just it's
total
just
disregard for
sad.
life. It is sad, and that's. I mean, regardless of what age it is, them young folk, you just
And
shooting up people.
everybody that pretty much lost their lives or how we do TikTok on live was going to college. We had
Absolutely.
you had to do the DJ, except for the DJ, he whatever. I don't know, he might have been going to, but we know the former athlete to get a scholarship to Jackson State. The young lady was going to college, and then
Hmm.
somebody else.
Hmm.
You know what? Sad, sad, sad. And you know, I understand that it's hard. I mean, times is hard. Things change and everything else. But you really have to take control of your household.
Absolutely.
Household.
Absolutely. Can you say it again?
You have to take control of
Yep.
your household because things have changed. We understand that the values shouldn't change, but they have
Mm-mm.
changed for some people.
You have to be a parent.
As a black male, I couldn't dream about, fathom about bringing a gun into the house of my parents and having a gun, right? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Like, but this is the norm. It's different from a grown
Yeah.
up having a gun to try to protect their household. You know, our father, yeah, he had guns. You know what I'm saying? License and stuff like that. Yeah, that's different. But kiddos, stop it. And you can say, well, Will, everybody, this, different thing. And I get that. but you can still have values. It's about values. Dion hit it on the head. People don't value other people's lives. What are we doing? You don't just end somebody's life. You end a lot of their family's lives. You
Yeah.
change a lot of stuff. You talking
Yeah,
about
when you
that people they can have kids, they got parents, they got siblings. You affect everybody, but you don't care. I'm gonna do what I do, and that's
not at
sad.
all.
That's sad. That's sad. That's truly sad. All right, let's do something else. We've been doing this, and it's been a heavy topic situation because a lot of
Like
heavy
this.
topic things has happened, and we would not be F&C if we didn't cover that. So we did that. So let's go ahead and rock and roll with this Freak Nick documentary. Atlanta in the '90s. As a person who would partake in Freak Nick, big time, several years. I'm glad to see that the coverage was from, I think it was, what was it, 98 or something like that?
94.
No,
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 94.
oh,
94. It starts at 94.
I might get caught.
Yeah, they're not doing that. Mhm.
See, people are saying 90, like 98, so 94. I was down there in 94, 95.
That is
Oh,
was
Lord.
less
that's
than
a
a
94.
year.
Oh, I gotta watch this documentary. Is it out already? Is it on Netflix? Where's it at?
Not
I
yet.
think
They
it's
still
out
working on
already.
it.
Ooh,
It's
okay,
gonna be
okay.
on Hulu.
Oh, my heart just went like
Ain't it
this.
Hulu?
My heart just
Yeah,
went like
Hulu.
this.
It is.
My heart is. But anyway, so look, Freak Nick gathering of people celebrating, doing whatever. It kind of like for the 502 Nation, it kind of looked like how Derby was as far as cruising, people partying,
Back in the
food,
day.
music, back in the day, doing it, chilling, whatever. And then it got unruly in certain parts because it became a lot of other stuff that was ridiculous. And you had a lot of assaults. You had a lot of things that you do not want. First of all, Freaknik wasn't for no kid. It was not for no babies, nothing like that. It was off the chain. People don't understand. Like that one derby, that one derby that the cops decided they was gonna let everything go. You remember that on
Oh,
purpose?
yeah.
So and they taped everything and all kinds of wiggling and shaking and all kinds of stuff. That is
Made it
one.
Freaknik.
That is 1/10 of Freaknik.
Oh,
When you go to Freaknik back in the '90s, when you get on the expressway and then you don't move, Atlanta's traffic's ridiculous anyway. Like if you've been in Atlanta doing rush hour, it's ridiculous anyway. But Atlanta Freaknik traffic, and you can't move, and people's dancing and celebrating and popping and doing all kinds of stuff on the expressway, you can imagine what the park looks like. So yeah, this right here, I didn't know it was '94. I'm pretty sure I could get. They got to pay me though. But we had fun. I'm gonna say this: we had fun. It was cool. We was vibing with brothers and sisters. But some things got out of hand. We seen things that like, whoa, geez. So, and the thing about it is, the thing about this is bringing up because we got people who are identifying people in Freaknik. I guess it's the little commercials or whatever they show on the clips, and people are actually going to people's are adding people on the stuff and attacking people on things that happen. This was a cultural move that wasn't at its finest point, but I like the experience bringing everybody together, the party and all this kind of stuff. But it did get out of hand. Shannon, I think you was down there in Atlanta at that time. No, I'm talking about. I think you was living down in Atlanta at the time, right? Freaknik.
After I graduated from
Okay.
BU,
Yeah.
94.
Okay.
Little late.
Wait a minute. I wasn't saying it. I wasn't saying you was down there partying. I said you was down
No.
there.
But I think that I thought we were down there. I know we was down at one of the Freakniks. I can't remember which one. Maybe we was one of them, but we wasn't doing that. We was having a good
Well,
time.
when we was down there,
being good girls. Huh?
yeah, but that was when we went down there. That was before before 94. Now I did go. I think my last year was in 94 that I went down. But
I think I saw
yeah.
you. I think I saw you.
No, you did not.
Because I was down there in 94, 95.
We went down there, but we were being good girls. We were being good girls. We were being good girls.
It's just,
and I was being, I was being a good guy.
But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, if you was doing some of the stuff, you got filmed, you might be a superstar now. Once that starts to show, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you might want to link all your social media because you definitely gonna be seen. Dion, what's your take? Because early Freaknik was different than the 94, 95, 96. So Dion and Shannon. So Dion, what was your exposure to Freaknik in the early 90, 91, 92 type stuff like that? 93.
Yeah, early 90s. I mean, it like any other, I think, annual event, celebration. It has a possibility of escalating to the next level each year. How can we top the year before? And I think that, like I said, my last time there was actually in 94. And even before then, it was no participation in none of the foolishness. One, it was just so dang crowded. You have to, I mean, it's just like, my goodness. So unless you was in the heart of all that was going on, you probably just was down there. You wasn't being filmed. Let's put it that way. But it was, it was an experience like no other. I mean, you talking about just the whole, it kind of reminds me of like growing up on the Parkway and the experience of Summerfest.
Summerfest, baby.
And people, you wouldn't know that unless you was actually, doing that era and then living on the Parkway. That's the feel. That's the feel of our own. But down in Atlanta, as far as this Freaknik, it was just, you had to be there and to enjoy it. I definitely am proud to say that I'm not on anybody's camera. So,
I would say this. I would say this. I went down with the crew. I'm not gonna name their names, and we had a camera guy, and we call a lot like it was so much eye-opening things that after we went a couple of years or so, like we used to pop it in. This is how old it was. We used to pop the VHS in, watch it. Say, man, I can't believe, like, oh my God, we saw that. Yeah. And thank God, and I know they brought it back to a certain extent, like, later on or whatever, and it was not as that dramatic, and that was traumatizing for some people. I'm so glad that does not exist today because, my goodness, the social media.
Out of control. And then, like I said, it's like taking it to the next notch. It's like
they didn't have no clothes on then, so you know what was going to pop on.
We definitely super no clothes on now.
So if it was something that actually was done now, you talking about it's just a continue of taking it to the next level, to the next notch. Yeah. And as William said, if it was done these days, this time, it'd be totally out of control. I mean, it'd be almost borderline just
pornography. Pornography.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, it'd be pornography because it was on the verge of that in the 90s. So how can we top that?
Indecent exposure was definitely less done than what it is now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When you imagine if it was now,
everybody's got cell phones.
Out of control.
Cameras on everybody's phone.
Oh my
Lord. It'd been a lot of people get their butts whooped. When they came home, they got their butts whooped.
We got pages with it, 87, 88. What was pages come about?
Yeah, around that time.
Around that era?
Yeah. It'd have been really
I mean, that's a part of our history. It's a part of our history.
It'd have been a hot mess, let's put it that way. It would have been. But hey, have fun, I ain't gonna lie.
I look forward to looking at it.
I'm definitely gonna look at it now. I was gonna look at it before, but since y'all said 94, I might make sure I ain't on that. All right, so
Oh,
Jonathan Majors, Creed actor, and he's also
oh,
acting on a lot of other stuff. He's losing everything. You got agencies, his agent,
whew,
and different stuff is dropping him. More women supposedly, allegedly, has come out and say that hey, he does have an issue of putting his hands and doing things
Oh wow.
on women.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear
it's
that.
not just
Wow.
one. No,
I
it ain't
didn't
just
know
that.
that.
Hold on. It's not just that one. It's more females who done came out because you remember when that one she done dropped it, but now it's other people who has came out, and so my guy. And the thing about it is he's been in other movies and films before Creed, and but the Creed took him to the top and other stuff like that. But now he is battling for his
Yeah.
job. But if if he's exonerated, that's cool. But the thing about it is, it's not a good look anyway when you have several different women coming out and said, "Hey, this
Hmm.
dude, this is what he does. This is like." Shan, I'm gonna let you go. D doing something else, but I'm gonna let you go
Okay.
ahead and
I
talk
should take a
about.
bathroom break.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think if he is guilty of that, I mean, I'm not. I don't know how to look at it. I'm a fan of Jonathan Majors. Now, behavior wise, if you're doing that, I'm not a fan of that. I didn't know there was other women. I know that they said that the other people had dropped him for how he was, but then again, I know that as men, black males and females, I mean, they tend to think that we're aggressive in our tones and stuff like that, and how we handle things. Which is funny because our counterparts can be doing the same thing, but we consider it aggressive. But my thing is I don't know, what's going on. If he's guilty, it's what it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? But also too, I believe in second chances. If you're doing that, get yourself together, get it right, and get back in the streamline of doing what you got to do. I just think it's crazy. The timing is just absolutely nuts. You had all these projects, and all of a sudden, one by one, damn, dang, dang, dang. I mean, what? I mean, that's crazy to me. I mean, it just don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it don't
Uh,
sound right. I'm not being
and some,
biased, but it don't sound right.
can I
It's just
say
like,
can I say
yeah,
something
go
real
ahead, go
quick
ahead, go ahead.
to you? And that's the
Uh-huh.
thing about it. That's how American society is. When somebody
Yeah,
is
it
rock
is.
and
It is.
rolling, when somebody's rocking and rolling and
And you're
exceeding to
right.
the top, people's gonna tear you down. And
And
that's
they're
the
gonna
thing
tear you
about
down what you
these are
said.
conversations. These are conversations I have with my brother Mark for the Mark and Will. Like,
Yeah,
look, as you climb, you're gonna have more people, more
you
haters,
gotta watch
and they're gonna do so.
because you got
Make
all
sure you
these.
watch everything you do.
I mean, you're absolutely right, and I don't, like I said, I don't know if he's guilty or in. I do not know. Whatever. My thing is, I guess, time will tell or whatnot. And if he, hopefully he'll be able to get back to where he was. I know that some other counterparts they have done probably worse, and they do that. I'm not saying that supporting whatever happened or whatever, but let's figure out what he did or if he was guilty or whatnot. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know.
Spoken like a
I'm
true fan.
disappointed. I'm disappointed. I still watch it. I still watch movies.
Battling.
So,
Woo. She's
so
battling for that
so
dude,
I
ain't
still
she?
watch movies, but I'm disappointed. So I hope that you know. I mean, it is what it is. That's all I can
D,
say.
we're gonna get her off
I
the.
mean,
What
yeah.
you think?
Only thing I have to say, only thing I have to say is that I hope that it's, I mean, he's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So,
True.
you
Absolutely.
gotta just kind of gotta go with that, and just pray for him in terms of the best. I mean, if you're guilty, you're guilty, and yes, the media will just definitely they'll jump on that, and they are, but this is the art of it. This is what they
Right.
do. That's exactly what they do, and some people survive the media, and some people don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just it's one
Right.
of those things. Depends on who you are on whether or not they're gonna keep bringing it up and keep talking about it, or if they're gonna be like, oh, that's just
Sweeping
it's
underneath the
just
rug. You right.
he's fine, because it all depends. You can be on one side of the track or the other.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Yeah.
best
You're absolutely true.
for him.
I really don't have to say nothing about this. I mean, you guys hit it. Normally, my whole thing is that man, and this is to the youth. Everything you do, especially as you try to be successful in life, will be If you did some stuff, it's gonna be brought up. It's gonna come,
Right.
especially if you Afro American. I'm gonna put that out there. The light is a little
Yeah.
different. We had some actors, you know what I'm saying, a famous actor who shot and killed somebody on the set. His stuff got dismissed. He's done. He's
Yeah.
cleared.
Yeah.
It don't happen that
Right.
way, right? It don't happen that way. So be mindful what you do. Take care of school. Don't do no craziness. We all have been surrounded by friends that you like, oh my God, he or she's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it goes. But you have to go ahead and really be mindful on things. So pay attention, be mindful because this ain't about all that kind of things like that. Shannon, I got you, boo. I put your name back on because only reason why your name was off because you was eating it. It was on your face. So that's why I
Oh,
did that.
sorry.
So yeah, you good, you
Okay.
good. So everything's cool. I wanna before we do the last thing and the last thing's a banger. I want to go ahead and this is a improv move. You know how I do on Mark and Will show and even on FNC. I'm gonna go ahead and this show is dedicated to Cassandra Hayes. She lost her pops. Um, you know what I'm saying? Us three, we understand about losing family members. We lost our father, who still plays heavy in what we do in life. And prayers are sent out to you and your family. We love you. Anything you need, we got you. We understand. We've been there. We still battling it and all that kind of stuff. So from William, we love you. Continue to do what you do, and we got your back. And Shandy, floor to y'all to go ahead and address Miss Hayes if y'all need to.
My condolences to Miss Hayes and also her sister Monique and her brother. I'm
Yes,
sorry
everybody,
if it
everybody.
escapes me, but my condolences to all three of you all. We've been there. I know it's difficult. Just let you know that you all are in our thoughts and prayers, including your mom, and the kids. Everybody's in our
Everybody.
thoughts and prayers.
D.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity to speak to Cassandra several times since her dad's passing, and just touching base with her, and she knows in terms of if she needs anything that it's just a call and just let us know, and definitely, you know, the siblings, her and the siblings, and definitely Miss Addie,
Yes.
um, just everybody's in prayers and keeping lifted in prayers,
Okay. Thank
and
you guys.
definitely, and Robert is one of Robert's best friend is Ronnie. So,
Ronnie. Yes.
definitely
Nephew. Yeah.
yeah, we know the role the grandfathers can play with the grandkids, and so
Right. Right.
definitely condolences to the whole family.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna hit you guys with this last thing, and it's very important to me. All the stuff we talk about is always important. You know what? This is the show. You know, I get help from Mark. You know what I'm saying? But this show, my siblings, they rock and roll. So hats off to my
Spoiler
siblings.
alert, though.
Hold on. For real, my siblings always come through and they help me out with this. When I say hey, we gonna do FNC, and I talk about it on the Mark West show, and then all of a sudden it happens. Like let's do it today and all the kind of stuff. So hats off to y'all for what y'all do.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys. But let's get to the nitty gritty. Snowfall. An end of an era. Let's go. Let's get it. This right here, season 6. I'm so mad that they went ahead and closed that out. And I'm gonna tell you what. Let's get into it. Let's have some conversation. I done rewatched it all the way up, all this kind of stuff.
Watching it today, all of
And I'm gonna tell you, my heart is broken because it's over. Just like look,
yes.
just like look.
And
I'm not gonna go ahead.
I would say just in case we say something that someone takes of like, why they say that this is a possibility of a spoiler alert. So just making sure that people know that. Yeah. So
Okay.
just to say
Cool.
that. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Franklin and them man has been so much. So let's go ahead this gonna be a little bit of different format. Normally we'll go and the floor is open all the time for this one. I'm gonna say this. So Shannon, real quick, did you watch the end of it? You good?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
This is the thing. I watched the end of it. I was a starch at the beginning. I fell off like this last season, but I binge watched and got it all. I'm gonna watch it all from season one all the way to the end.
Classic.
Uh, Tonight, tomorrow. I mean, I'm
Classic.
phenomenal. I mean, John Singleton was the spearhead of that. That was that was
Rest in peace, Bub.
one
Rest in
rest in
peace, Bub.
peace. That was one of the best shows I've seen in a long
And I
time,
hate,
and
you know,
that was phenomenal.
you know
If you
what?
haven't seen it, you need to go see it. You
Go
need to see
see
it
it.
on
FX,
Hulu. Yes,
and
yes.
Hulu, because I have FX app, because I have that channel. Unless you want to do Spectrum, you can do demand and everything. Otherwise, you need Hulu to bring it, get all the stuff. And I would say this. I think it was Dion. I think Dion. I think it was you, Dion. One of you two introduced me to Snowfall. Now I seen the stuff.
Yay,
Okay, who was that? Me, Shannon.
yay,
Shannon.
Okay,
Shannon.
from the beginning. Yeah, yeah. And so the thing about it, and when she threw it, I got it in the first season. When I say this is epic, this is up there with Wire. The Wire.
I haven't seen Wire.
Who
I need to
said
watch.
that?
I mean, Shannon. I need to watch Power, and
Oh Lord!
I haven't watched Power neither. And it's because I don't want to get
What?
it roped in.
Oh,
That's
stop,
Lord.
stop,
I
stop
need to watch
talking,
it
stop
all.
talking,
Yeah,
stop talking.
yeah,
Please stop talking.
I'm
Please
sorry.
stop talking. But
really.
anyway, yeah, and I love Power, but we're talking about the Wire, stuff like that. Oz, it's so many. But this right here, this was a great
Lord.
because it showed what the drug game. And I know, don't get mad at us. This showed basically the drug games from the 70s to the 80s, right? Pretty
Mm,
much. And
mm.
we're gonna talk about it. So I got some questions. I'm going off the top of the dome, and we're gonna rock and roll. So as the Mark and Will show style. So who is the best character for you? The character. Hold on, and I'm gonna say y'all names so we won't be tripping over each other. Who is the best character on Snowfall for you? So, and then you can have it anyway, and then say why. So, D, who is the best character on Snowfall for you?
Are we saying best character in regards to acting skills or
No,
just
no, no, no. The character that you love to watch.
the character I love to watch?
And I'm sorry
I
because
mean,
my sisters don't know about this. Y'all know I go off the dome, so it might be a little
Uh,
glitch on it. But hold on, go ahead, D.
it-
I mean, I would say Franklin. I mean, it's like when you think about in terms of where Franklin was and unfortunately where he ended in terms of it, just he was a smart young man. You know, he was just to me he obvious main character, but he made the show, and so it was just everything about him, that the character, and just very, I don't know, very calculated, but to see how that character just w- went up and then
Right.
came back down.
And we'll talk about that before we wrap it up. As far as the last season, Shannon,
Mhm.
who is the character? I know you got caught up and you did a great job
I-
today to get.
yeah,
So, who is the character that you enjoy
you know
watching?
what? I would be. I'm just going to be straight up honest. I have a lot of them. I mean,
Give me
I just love
one.
the
We
show.
don't just want
But
one.
if I have to narrow it down, I'm going to say Louis.
Mm.
Louis. And I know it's controversial. I like Louis.
Yeah.
I just like her tenacity and her drive to do it. Um, it just it broke my heart. And the last, it just broke my heart. The last was it the third or fourth one.
Don't don't
But
don't tell nothing yet. We'll
I know
cover
I'm
that.
not giving it. I know this Louis. I just love her drive, her tenacity to prove a point, to do what she need to do as a woman, as a
Mm.
black woman. I
Ooh.
really appreciate that.
Ooh.
So I appreciate Louis.
Ooh. I'm gonna say Jerome for me.
Mm,
Um, Jerome
Yes, yes.
as an uncle that I am, and I feel. I mean, don't get me wrong, we ain't in the drug game. Uh, but sometimes you gotta let your nephews and stuff know, and people around you, hey, bro, I've done this, I did this, I got to do this, and I think he did a great job, and it broke my
He
heart.
did.
He broke my heart that they had to go ahead and off his ass. Excuse me, French. You know what I'm saying? But
Definitely.
I would have to say Jerome. I have to say Jerome. So what? The next question is with Snowfall. What was a surprising factor to you? Like what happened during the season? It ain't got to be the last season. You know what I'm saying? That we just wrapped up. But hold on, Shannon. I'm gonna go to you first. What was a shocking thing that happened during that whole show? So Shannon, what's
Okay,
shocking to you?
okay.
What happened?
It was two things for me.
Go ahead.
The first one was being Franklin's father
Mm,
getting off like it, even though we knew it was coming. That was the first one. The second one to me was later on when the mother did what she did by shooting. I don't want to give it up by
no,
shooting
go ahead. No,
Nate.
no, 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 no. We
So
spoiling. Yeah,
those
we
two
spoiling.
were like, oh my. I mean, I was like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? But I understand she wanted to stop. She wanted all the mess to stop. So in order for it to stop, I'm gonna stop you before it'll start again.
Right,
So I appreciate that, but I felt sorry for Franklin because
right,
I knew he was going to be hustling, trying to get to back to where he needed to be. So
right.
those two were, and then also too, my third one was Peaches.
Well, that's it, honey.
Was Peaches.
We can't keep on let you keep going.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
Those are
let's
mine.
let's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You
I'm sorry.
good.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
this is improv. Like this
But
ain't
those are
nothing we
mine.
do
I
is
changed the
scripted. So you
three. So
good.
those are my three people.
D,
Okay.
what was for you, D?
um, Unexpected was definitely Sissy, the mother, in
Mm,
terms of just her whole have it's like I've been looking at season one today and how she started out and where she ended, and I think her role just really evolved to a place that was
yeah,
definitely unexpected.
right.
Um, and that was, and it also to me speaks on the influences of your life and why you make the decisions that you do, and you don't intend to do anything, but her son was a drug dealer. Her son, and how she, you can call it what it was. It was some support in there, and definitely in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the sacrifice that was made at the end was definitely so. It's just to me, it's just her turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, and it's a hard thing. I mean, you guys answer that with ease. Um, to me, I think the unexpected is that I didn't think, and I'm stuck on Jerome. I don't know, but it's kind of hard when you have to like separate from your family. He had to choose sides, and I mean, and I get it. You got to choose your wife, but he knew that his wife was on some other stuff. You said Louis. Louis was on some other stuff. Louis wanted to be the kingpin, and she
Yes.
forced
Yeah.
his
Yeah. Definitely.
hand. And he
Yeah.
basically raised Franklin because his daddy got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? His mama needed help. And I think just that whole ordeal that he had to make a decision. Because you can make a decision to go with your wife, and that's good. You should. But like I would love to see him like bring that gap closer, that you wouldn't have to do that. But Louis was out of hand. So anyway, Shannon, go ahead before I
Hmm.
ask the ask
Okay.
question. Go ahead, Shannon. What?
See, no. I got another surprising point to me. I'm sorry, was this, and it kind of brought me to tears, kind of just a little
But
bit.
hold on,
Was
like
when oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
When um, what I can't remember the white office, the agent name was. What's his name?
Lord, come on. You should be. You talking about the
Okay,
one
but
after our boy
anyway,
got killed?
yeah, whatever his name
Hmm.
was talking to Franklin. And he said the turning point was when you turned on me, and Franklin got all teared at,
You talking about
and then
Reed?
he turned away. Yeah, when Reed said the
Who?
turning point was when you turned on me, That's what made
Theodore.
me go back on you. So that was kind of
You're
like,
from
to me, it was like it was a kind of, hey, he fell for him.
Talking about
He
the
didn't think he
end.
was going
Yeah.
to do this to him.
So
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know which part you're
But
talking
hold on.
about.
She's talking about when Reed was getting burnt. So anyway,
Yeah, he was getting burnt.
hold on, Shannon. We're gonna stay focused.
I'm sorry.
No, you good, you
I'm
good.
sorry.
But Dion, she's talking about when Reed was getting tortured and at the end, and he was like, "Hey, I did this because X, Y, and Z." So, who was your favorite villain? Who was your favorite villain? Like, we know the world don't like villains. We know that, right?
Oh,
Nobody likes villains. But who was that one that you like? I don't like you, but I want to watch you. You know what I'm saying? Because you do a great job. So, Dion, who was your? And like I said, y'all could think about it a little bit. My sisters, they don't. This is not scripted. This is the raw and uncut part of the show. But D, who was your favorite villain on Snowfall?
Villain. Hmm. Well, mm.
And we're gonna say villain as far as somebody you didn't like. We'll put it that way. Somebody you didn't like on Snowfall.
Well, I didn't like Louis.
Okay, let's go. No, we'll go to.
I didn't like
what?
Louis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand in terms of just what made sense, but I just don't. I don't like. I didn't definitely didn't like her in this last season.
Right.
And just
Right.
the lack of accountability. She just didn't take no responsibility in terms of just her actions of what contributed to what happened to her husband.
I like it. Now go D. I mean, I was basically saying the
Oh,
triangle symbol. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Not for you to
Oh
stop,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
was saying, yeah, yeah.
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 So to
I,
me, yeah, it's just because she took no responsibility. So it's just like, yeah. So to me, that's who I would identify villain wise.
Okay, Shannon. Do you have somebody who was a
I
villain
don't
for
know.
you?
Yeah, I do. I can't remember his name, and I was trying to look it up. The one guy that helped him towards the end that lost his daughter and his wife or girlfriend or
Are you
whatever. One
talking
was
about
that was helping.
my dog?
Yeah, but it's crazy. He liked all the stuff.
He's
He
been
liked
on
all the,
different movies. What is his name, D?
yeah. And I can't remember what his name is, but I appreciate him because he was a villain. But he also helped them, and he knew like, you,
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
can't think of his
more.
name.
Damn,
What
and
of
it's
his
right
name? And
here.
I was trying to look it up. But I appreciate him because
Sully,
he was a
Sully,
villain, but he
Though.
also helped
Sully,
too.
Sully.
Thanks.
So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
yes,
I appreciate him. Yeah, I appreciate him. I mean, I liked him. I mean, he was there when they needed him. Even though, and he forgave your boy. I mean, for what he did of shooting or whatever. But the thing about it is, I appreciated him. He was a
I,
villain, but I appreciated him.
I would say to me, Reed. I think like at the end when he when
Mm,
he when he got tortured, basically he let you know
yeah,
basically it was a government thing, but at the end of the
yeah,
day, I need to make money off of you. Like this is
yeah,
I made you right. This is
yeah,
what we doing. Like, dude,
yeah,
hey, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. But dude, I made you, and I got money. Like for you to have 70 something $1 million, and at the end of the day, you was and really, if Sissy didn't do what she did, you was gonna transfer half that money because you was crooked. You took advantage of the black community. You got a drug dealer. You made him big. You did what you got to do. But end of the day, this is crooked as Franklin.
yeah.
You was crooked as
Yeah, he
Franklin.
really was.
You was
He
crooked.
really.
Like, don't call me this, call me her. And he was something else. And that right there, yeah, you the biggest villain because you used everybody to control. You was part of the government and all that kind of stuff. And that to me, that's crazy. So let's get into this part of the thing. Like Snowfall, end of the era, basically the last year is over with. So Franklin, we're going to go over some characters and we'll do this. So we'll start off with Jerome, my guy Jerome. My guy Jerome died trying to protect his wife, trying to get his
Mm-hmm.
wife. What did
Mm-hmm.
you guys think about that epic episode when Jerome got killed trying to save Louis? D,
You
Shan, we go
know,
Shan because you
Uh,
probably fresher. We go
I
Shan.
was
okay. I mean,
Well,
I
hold on, we go
you
Shan. We
know,
go Shan. Go ahead.
I really felt something, even though I picked Louis as far as the character, I was really upset with her because he said, "I need for you to do this for me. I did this for you. I need you to do this for me." He wouldn't have been in that predicament had she did listen to what he had said. So
Right.
he was going as the husband who cared for her. I'm going to save my wife. You know what I'm saying? I love her my life. I'm going to save her. And had not that happened, and had she listened, that wouldn't have happened. So I mean, I really, really, I fought Louis for that, even though she fought this Franklin. But at the end of the day, she was greedy too. I mean, I liked her, but she was
Right.
greedy too.
Right.
And so that's the reason why that happened. And she did, you know what I'm saying? She could have walked away. They still had a lot of money though. So I didn't
Tons of
understand. That's
money.
that's that old battle, the greed. You greed. You got all this money. You still want more. That's why bank robbers. I'm not condoning anything. I think it's wrong to bank rob. Let me say it here. But you get greedy. You had all that money. You horseback riding. You got this and that. You still wanted. You still wanted more. You know what I'm saying? He's
Hmm.
like, babe, let's go here. We got all the money. Let's go. She's like, no, I need to do this, do that. Had she agreed, that would have never happened. That would
Right.
have never happened. But I'm go ahead, D.
I,
We ain't
I,
never. I'm
I
sorry.
love
Go
that
on ahead.
passion. No, I love it. D, what you got? I love that, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you.
Shetty gets all up in it.
No, I love it.
And
I
so,
love
but
it. That's great shit. I love it.
that's good. That's good.
I'm sorry,
I was
y'all.
devastated. I was devastated it went wrong. Because as I mentioned in regards to her lack of accountability, but you think about when you use the word greed. Yes, she was trying to get more than what she has.
Mhm.
Franklin was just trying to get his back.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh,
so
amen. Amen. Right. Right.
yeah, so it's just like, yeah,
No,
I mean, you can kind of count it like that, but really, he was just trying to get the money that was taken from him by Reed. So I don't know if that makes
that's
him
right.
greedy. I mean, it was already, established as his. She was being greedy, and
She was greedy.
and I
Yeah.
just,
Right. Right.
it just makes me. I was devastated when I just knew that was the finale. Like, oh my gosh, Jerome is dead. Like I'm like, it's more episodes. Like what else could happen? That's where I was when I'm like, oh my god, because it was just his character. Was definitely he was one of those favorite characters. I've mentioned Franklin, but
Yes.
Jerome, as
Yes.
we said, is just he played that role, and I looked up and
Mhm.
see how old that man was, and he's young. He's
Yeah.
definitely younger. I think he's younger than the three of us, and he was,
Yeah.
honey, you couldn't tell me he wasn't in his 50s, and just a hell of a character. It's just, yeah. So to me, I was devastated. I just
We're
was
going
just like, oh my gosh,
what
they
we're
done
gonna do
killed
because
off Jerome.
what we're gonna do is that we're gonna do a speed thing. So like everybody at least do no
Okay.
later than a minute. But I'm gonna say this real quick. Jerome, that was my guy because he was real. Like he gonna fight for Louis, he's gonna fight for Sissy, he's gonna fight for Franklin, Leon, anybody. He's gonna rock and roll, and he was put in a lot of situations that he probably shouldn't have been. But you got that cousin, you got that uncle, you got that family member in you that you know who you call. They turn the light off because yeah.
I am.
Uh,
I'm getting it. I'm
no, I'm
getting it
saying
now.
there you go. You have that family member that you can call. It's gonna be there. Jerome was that
Mhm.
guy. He was that
Jerome
guy.
was it.
Rest
Was
in
it?
peace, Jerome.
Leon was good too.
Hold on, we
I
gonna
like
call.
Leon
Yeah,
too.
hold
Oh,
on,
I'm
hold
sorry.
on.
Sorry.
So no. So
Sorry.
no, definitely we do that, and that's cool. So let's go to the next one. We'll go to Louis. We go to Aunt Louis. Uh, what did you think, Shannon? We'll go with D first. What do you think about Aunt Louis
Good.
and all that kind of stuff? Period. So we wrap it up. Give us about a minute synopsis and we rock and roll.
I mean, I liked her at the beginning. Actually, her character, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't necessarily going to be uh, end up being a main character at some
You,
point.
you're
But
my sister.
Yeah.
what?
No, I'm saying, yeah.
What?
I'm feeling you. No, you're my sister
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when you go back and look at season one, it's apparent her role was not anything that was significant at all. She prostitute, whole. I mean, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
god,
She was
damn.
fighting and carrying on. So really, when you go back, I forgot some of those aspects. So, like I said, I'm also going back through the seasons.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Louis, definitely at the end, she was on the run, and basically that was the message I got. That she got herself into a pickle to where this is where you landing. You gonna be on the run because they looking for you. So
Shannon,
I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like her character at all.
Mm-hmm.
great. Hey, I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Shannon,
Well, I,
on
well,
Louis, and we know you love
well,
her.
I did
So
like
go
her
ahead.
character. I mean, I picked Louis, and I mean, I thought she was a strong woman, a black woman, and I just don't like that she got greedy towards the end. I think it became towards trying to show people that I'm a woman. I can be a leader. I can do this. I can do that. Unfortunately, she took her husband Jerome down that narrow tunnel. You know what I'm saying? It cost him his life or whatever. But I like her. You know what I'm saying? I don't like some of the things that she did towards the end, but I do like her.
I think
So
real quick. Let me wrap it up. I think Louis, uh, streetwise that she played. You know what I'm saying, and on that role, basically like prostitute, different things like that. She was a hustler. So she was
yeah,
really on a. She was equivalent to Jerome as far as hustling. They had an open
yeah.
marriage, pretty much doing things like that. But she had goals to be that Don Juan. She wanted to be that. So that right there affected a lot. But I'm not surprised. She rocked and roll, and like Dee said, we gonna see. I think Snowfall is over. We know that, but I think we're gonna have spinoffs. And if you
They
don't
already
do
said
it,
we're gonna have spin-off.
yeah, I gotta say if you don't do spinoffs, you're crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have several spinoffs you can do. So you take care of that
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of stuff like that. So the next person I want to go through, you know what I'm saying? We went to Jerome, we went to Aunt Louie. Let's go Leon. What Leon? Now these done right now. But so
Okay,
talk
okay.
about
Hold on.
Leon. Talk about his character. What's going on,
You know
Shannon?
what? I'm gonna tell you what. I like Leon. I think that he was the epitome of a best friend. I know there was that bumpy road when he, kind of like he didn't, he
Talk about
explained that
Leon.
whatever happened.
We talk about Leon.
We talking about
Dion. Go
Leon
ahead.
Dion. But
Mhm.
I think he was really a ride or die. I mean, it was the point where he didn't know, whatever. I just like the way his character ended. I think that he had a relationship with the mom. He had a relationship with Franklin.
Like a true
I think he
friend.
was trying to do. He stopped when he went to Africa. It was like, okay, I see there's a better way. We need to do this. I
Hmm.
appreciate his character. I really truly did. I mean, I didn't like it with him and Wanda at that one point, but in the end, it came about. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying minute.
I should
Let's
have.
go. No, you good. No, you did. I said minute. We want to go ahead and because we want to cover a lot of these people. No, you good. You good. Dave, we're talking about Leon. What you got?
Yeah, Leon. I like Leon's character again. You really to go back and watch these characters at the first season or the earlier part of the early seasons, then you're able to really almost really appreciate their characters more, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely where Leon ended up being compared to where he was. And he I think his character was just like out of the detention center. I mean, that's he was definitely hula material, I guess, if you want to call it. But he's definitely true blood in terms of friendship. So
Oh yeah.
and to be
Good.
quite
Mm-hmm.
honest, his at the end in terms of when he made that decision of whether or not he was going to give Franklin that money, and he didn't. I would have did the same thing. He knew what was going on, and also I think he definitely read his sissy. He read sissy's intent, so to speak. He knew
Hmm.
what the mother's intent was. So
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, you want stuff?
no, I was just saying, no, y'all hit it. Leon was the epitome of being a best friend.
Yeah.
He did what he needed to do because a best friend has ties to family members of you, right? So
yeah.
great thing. And you know what? I'm so glad that he didn't like pass because
Oh yeah.
I was thinking that that might be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like because
I
you
want
know
him to
when.
move to Ghana
Hold on,
with his wife.
hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
We're gonna get all that. Calm down.
Okay.
But no, I love that, and that's cool. And so Leon, man, true best friend. All I gotta say, true best friend. True best friend. So the next person,
Hmm.
let's go, Cece. Let's go to Sissy,
Oh.
Franklin's mother. Dion, what do you think about Sissy's role as Franklin's mother? She froze up. I don't know. Shan, let's
Want
go
me
to
to go?
you. Yeah, go ahead and go.
My thing as far as when it goes with Sissy, I think she was doing the motherly role. She wanted to protect him. She wanted to do all that, but in the end, I mean, because I think she did a lot of things that she didn't want to do as a mother, but also
Mhm.
she loved her child and she wanted to stand by him. But I think towards the end, what she did what she felt was right, which would be like, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to stop this madness. This 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 madness is include me giving my life. I'm going to spend the rest of my
Yeah.
life in jail, but you're going to be able to do this. But I'm not going to handicap you, so to speak, by letting you have this money. Because she could have easily signed over the deed or whatever she needed to do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Dion,
ahead.
Sissy.
Uh, Sissy, to me, one of the pivotal lines that she made was at the end, obviously, and she was saying her major disappointment, and again, just as a mother or anyone who has any adult who has an active role in a child's life, you have expectations, and it's just devastating. And she made decisions and choices that you just was the best for not only herself, but she knew the best for Franklin. Um, it was devastating how it ended, but it could have ended a lot worse, meaning he could have been dead. So, and she said that she said, you know, when I do this move, when I do what whatever she was doing, gonna do, she said that she wasn't gonna have anything to do with him anymore because she knew that
That's it.
he was so
Yeah.
obsessed with the
Yeah.
situation. Again, I
You're
don't
right.
see it so much in terms of greed getting your own money back, but you become obsessed with it to where anything that you whatever it takes. And 73 million is quite a bit. It's a lot, but whatever it takes.
Um, absolutely. You hit on the head. Sissy, as a mother, stepped in and said, "Look, you know what? I have to control this madness," and
Yeah.
that's what she did. That's what she did. And she knew that you getting that 73 million, it's not going to control the madness. It's going to add to the madness.
Yeah.
For instance, you get 73, you're not stopping. You're going like you're gonna keep going. Like it was madness. It was all kind of shit. Oh shoot, yeah, well, we got something. Shit was going on. So sissy, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up with this. Well, we got two things. So we're gonna not wrap it up with this, but the last character we're gonna talk. Let's talk about Franklin. D. Shan, who wants this? Let's talk
Who?
about
Who?
I go ahead.
Franklin. Let's
Franklin.
D. Let's go to Franklin. Let's go to Franklin.
Yeah, and as I mentioned early on, that was my favorite character. And just it he was one of those in terms of you. you had to really like him and love that character, especially at the beginning, and then just the intensity that went along with it as the seasons progressed. And it's just really interesting because at the end he lost really the main thing that was most important to him was his mind. You know,
Yes.
he was very
Yes.
much he was
Yes.
very
Talk.
just
Talk.
just it, you know. So that whole freedom, but that's what he had is his
Yes.
mind. And to
Yes.
see that man, that character be out of his mind at the end of the show, that's what he lost. He lost his
Yes.
mind. $73
Mhm.
million will do it. He lost his mind. So it's just that's it's just he needs that man act his ass off in
Hold
that
on. Hold
role. That's
on.
all I can.
We're getting in that. Shan, let's go.
Uh, I agree with you, Dion. He lost his mind, but he also gained his freedom. He was no longer a slave to
But two different things. Yeah,
selling.
lost and
Wait,
gained.
hold
Yeah.
up, hold up. Lost it. As far as freedom, as far as you know, submitting or giving that pause into his community. So that part of it, he was free, but to what extent? You know what I'm saying? I just really, as far as him and we didn't get to talk about the baby mama, and her role and whatnot. She had a very it wasn't a big role,
We ain't gonna
but
talk about her.
okay,
She
okay,
wasn't
but
significant.
okay, but the thing about it is, like you said, Dion, as far as that goes, but as far as he also, it was free to, he was like free, like it was like, even though I'm at my lowest, I'm still free. How they said he was living in a home for a year or whatever. I mean, I was kept thinking to myself, how is he paying the utilities? I mean, I was thinking all kinds of stuff. How is he doing all this stuff? I mean, he looked
I
like,
would.
how is he taking a bath? Where's the water coming from? That's what I was thinking, what I'm saying? Just thinking as a as a person dealing with somebody who's in eviction and stuff
Right.
like that. So it was, I mean, I admired him. I think he was phenomenal from the beginning to the end, to watch it go from the beginning to him coming back kind of like full circle. But even unfortunately, worse, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if it makes any sense, he was poor at the beginning, but he gained all that stuff, but he became poor towards the end. I would love for them to be able to go and do a what they call it, not a palette, but just to go on. I would love to see what would happen to him afterwards. If it make any sense. So I mean, I thought his character was great.
Um.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. No. I would say this. I think that world class acting skills. He's from England. He ain't from her.
Hmm.
He did his thing, and like other. I think Jerome ain't even from her. Like different things.
No, he's
But
great.
I would say this, that that ending with it and him doing what he had to do, like that was so 80. Like
Yeah.
dude had so much money, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But at the end of the day, people do not be successful. It's some, but when you like he's the highest on that show. Like he was making so much money that he could control it. Yes, he wanted to get out of the game. He wasn't able to get out of the game. He wanted to, but he
Hmm.
couldn't. And
Hmm.
once he felt hard times, it was a wrap. See, like his mother went ahead and tried to say, "Look, dude, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna knock him off because if he's living, talking about Reed, you would never live a day without that in your life. Like he's gonna
Hmm.
control you. So I would think I think like Franklin, man, I love the way they did it. I love how they did it because there's so much 80. He didn't come on top, but he's still alive. A lot of people do
Hmm.
not be alive, so that was great on it. So Snowfalls at the end is over and all this kind of stuff like that. So Dion, the Snowfall, and I got End of an Era, and I know you have watched several shows, but how do you feel about the overall seasons of Snowfall?
Well, some of it I'm recapping now, so maybe this is another part of another FNC because it's overall in terms of I love the whole all the seasons, just all six of them. But you have to is that the finale lets you know that there's pieces sometimes that connect in the earlier seasons so
Right.
that's what I'm doing now is just going back and seeing some of the significant things, like the $12,000 he ended up with. Well, that's how much the kilo costs at season one.
Right. Right.
It's different things, that store that he ended up buying the beer from, that he got, that Andrew Jackson, that Bill, that's where he
Right.
worked.
Right.
So it's just
All that
different
shit.
things that, yeah. So if you go back, which like I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm just in season one right now, and I'm just gonna go back and just kind of go through and tie some pieces together that maybe I didn't connect right away.
Shannon, how about yourself?
Mm. What's the question? I'm sorry.
About
What's the
the
question?
about the snowfall, the whole, like, how do you feel
Oh,
about, like,
the whole thing was
the
fabulous.
series?
I'm sad. The whole series was great. I'm sad it has come to an end. I want more. They left you, to me personally, they left me wanting more.
Smart.
Want to know what spinoffs are coming on. Who's doing what? Is Franklin gonna do some? Is Wanda and what's his name?
Leon.
Leon gonna do something? I'm wishing Jesse. I mean, Uncle Jerome will come back from the dead.
Nah,
Just all kind
he's
of things
done.
that we know.
He's done
I
done.
know, huh? What's
Jerome's
that?
done.
Yeah, he's done. But I just think it was well put together. I know John Singleton started it. They had to do the ending. It was just phenomenal. And like you said, it was Boys in the Hood, which he had something to do with. So it was just the way they put that together. If shows were done like that, I mean, which we got some good shows out there now, but that was one masterpiece. That was great. That's all I'm
I'm
gonna
a,
say. That was
I would say this on Snowfall. I love how they ended, and I hate that my guy didn't get his money. But I mean, there's so much '80s, right?
great. Hmm.
He's able to. He didn't die. He was able to go ahead. And the thing about it is, you also got to look at it like this. His dad succumbed to, like, drinking. He
Yeah.
succumbed to drinking.
Yeah.
He wasn't no crackhead. He was drinking, right? Like, at the end, when he was desperate, he became his daddy. He was alcoholic, and it affected his judgment, his life, and everything because he thought he lost everything. And that right there, you see kind of like the different things y'all said, like the working at the stores and different stuff. Stuff was coming back around. And then at the end, you know what I'm saying, he's walking through there with Leon, and they going through the Boys in the Hood settings and stuff like that. That was a shout out to John Singleton. Everything was great. I think that was well put. And I'm gonna say well put because you lost John Singleton. Like, John Singleton died after season 3, 4, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. They
And y'all
went on.
continue,
Yeah.
and they continue in honor of him, and that was great. Like, this right here, and we gonna, and hopefully have some more greatness. But that right there, everybody, and I like it because they did, like, when you don't kill everybody, that means you can go ahead to have other spin-off
No.
shows.
Yeah.
But,
And and and
but
and,
you ain't had to
and
kill
it's
Jerome though. God dang.
well, Jerome gonna have to go into a different thing. Maybe come back as a healer. What's it?
Yeah, kill him. Yeah, kill him. Kill these other people off. Kill these.
Silhouette. Is that what gonna come back as a
Kill.
silhouette?
Nah, man. Jerome with that curl, he got rock and roll. All
You
right.
know what? My thing is this. I know we're gonna see Jerome on other things. I mean, I've seen him all other stuff without the curl. I mean, I'm saying so. I
Oh,
mean,
he's a young dude, like Dion said. He's young.
yeah, he's
Well, and then
young. I
after,
mean, you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
he's younger than us. He's 47.
it's hanging up. Yeah.
Well, he's barely young. Good to me.
Really.
Yeah.
He's younger than us.
Bur- Barely
Yeah,
younger than me.
I'm putting these panelists.
Barely younger than
But
me.
I
But
mean,
it's
I will say, I mean, I just kudos to them. kudos to them.
All right, we're gonna
They
wrap.
did. They did.
We're gonna wrap this show up. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to like. You want to talk about a restaurant? You want to talk about something else that's going on in the 502 that everybody needs to know because we've been on here too long. But let's go ahead, D. You got anything that you need to talk about that you want to express to the people? No restaurants. No. You ain't been out. Okay.
Not any new restaurants or anything like that. No.
Okay. Shane, you got anything?
Nothing new. I mean, we on
Wow.
this. Wait a minute, we this season, Derby season, so anything's popping and happening. I mean, at this point, so nothing really new.
Cool.
What about you?
No, I just want to, like I said, our uncle, Dr. Eddie Woods, No More Red Dots, check it out, .com. We're tired of the violence. A lot of stuff is going on. We need to go ahead and make sure everything's taken care of. So, God bless y'all. We rocked and roll tonight. I'm sorry we on a long time, but we hit a lot of major things. So, thank everybody for watching tonight. God bless.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
Thank you.